Hey y'all. Hopefully you can see me. Excited to be channeling for you today. And it is a total lunar eclipse. I think it's happening in the sign of Pisces, but you guys know that my readings are timeless. So whenever you come across this video is when you're meant to see it. And of course, if it doesn't resonate, just leave it. Not everything will resonate, so readings should be used to confirm your intuition. Other than that, listen to your own intuition. My name is Tyrabell if you're new here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And again, I'm excited to be your reader for tonight. I think that this is going to be a very important time frame for a lot of people, especially doing introspection work and getting a lot of clarity in life and in our own spiritual journey, inner journey, doing the work, right? So I want to be here to offer any insight that I can to make sure that we stay on track. And also, we can reveal some truths. I think they're already being revealed at this time. So if I can aid in the process, then that's what we're looking to do. So if you had any questions or concerns on your mind, hopefully you leave this reading with a little bit more clarity. So pile 1 is the Thoth deck. Pile number 2 is the Modern Witch Tarot. Pile number 3 is the Vision Quest deck. And pile number 4 is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. If you're drawn to a new pile, be open to that. If you're drawn to all 4 piles, that's totally okay, or more than one pile, that is okay. If you need more time to decide, just pause the video and the timestamps will be down below if you're no longer live with me. It takes a second. It's okay. Okay, hello, pile number one. Let's see, where's the time? Oh, it shows me at the bottom. I haven't done this in a while. Hello, pile number one. You chose the Thoth Tarot. You are in high manifestation energy. It's either you want to have the Midas touch or you do have the Midas touch. So take it as it resonates. Maybe there's a lot of things that you're trying to attract or manifest or purchase at this time. And I'm hearing what glitters isn't always gold. And I think that you understand this. This is not like a warning or anything. This is like something you comprehend and completely understand. So you kind of are contemplating the true value within the situation, and you're trying to manifest something that is worthy of your time, energy, and attention. So there is some wisdom to you, pile number one, and feeling like, things are in your control and you're trying to bend your reality even further in a way that benefits you. And I think Spirit is just reminding, like, use your words, use your thoughts, use anything that you can to create what it is that you're looking for, or at least call in what it is that you're looking for. Your emotions, your imagination, putting your foot to the ground. So whatever it is that next steps that you need to take, make sure you're taking those steps. And back to the concept of what glitters isn't always gold. I think that you may be very magnetic or attractive to people at this time. So really beware of who you're receiving certain energy from. So this card says, you loving me isn't really a compliment. I am very easy to fall in love with. So I think it's important to, I heard clock that T, just beware of who you entertain at this time, because if it's a superficial connection, you're going to feel less like the, person who's in control of the situation. You're going to feel more like you're being controlled by superficial validation, right? The song that's playing right now is Time by Sebastian Michel. I would check out that song. It's a good song. It's one of my favorite songs, actually. So let's get into your reading. By the end of this reading, we are going to ask Spirit, what secrets are being revealed for you at this time? What karmic shifts or rewards are happening? And what endings or beginnings are happening? But first, we're just going to read the spread, and then we'll get into those questions. So the first card we have is the Lust card. And even as I'm trying to speak right now, I'm having shortness of breath. I'm like speeding up my verbiage. I'm talking too fast that my mouth can't keep up. And yeah, just feeling a little blocked in the throat chakra area, just a little bit. So we have this Lust card. This woman is riding this beast, and it symbolizes her conquering her own primitive desires, or her own passions, desires, and wants and needs, right? And we were talking about calling things in. So this is that magnetic, juicy, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra energy. And it's really important that you hone in on your own lustful desires. And when we conquer these desires and we are in control of them, we become extremely powerful and magnetic, as she is. So yes, there was something else I was going to say about this card. again, attracting a lot of people to you at this time. You might find that things are pretty easy as well when it comes to your work endeavors or career. Things might feel a little bit easier than normal. And Spirit is saying because your vitality is really high at this time, your sexual energy is really high at this time. If you're a female, you could be like ovulating. Okay, we're gonna keep going. So to clarify the lust card, we have the justice card. So that's why, even though this is the lust card, it's not necessarily giving me energies that feel like we're not in control of these desires. It feels like something is playing out in your favor. And again, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, is like our feelings. It's our childhood and our home base. So again, it feels like something's going in your favor, being very magnetic to a particular outcome, and maybe working a lot less than you anticipated, and things kind of being smooth. Really focus in on the things that you want to give energy to. Be in control of where your energy is going at this time. Don't do things that you feel like you have to do. Do the things that you want to do. Okay, so we have this gain card. This is just doubling down on the very first message of being highly attractive at this time and manifesting things quite easily. So again, with money and career, relaxing, resting, things like this. Very Venusian. And we are in the time of Virgo season. And I think this is the Venus and Virgo card. So think like, think of self-care as currency. It builds up your esteem. It builds up your aura, your energy. And it quite literally might put more money in your bank. So I want to say anticipate some sort of change in regards to that. To clarify, we have the Six of Pentacles, and this girl is at home lighting incense, dancing around in her underwear and heels. It looks like she's doing a little bit of gardening, talking to the birds outside. So the Six of Pentacles for me is about reciprocity, and we have the Taurus and the Moon sign on this card as well. So really focusing on the things that bring you that sense of comfort, nurturance, maybe spending a little bit of time in isolation or with those who really reciprocate the energies that you need at this time. So if you have an animal, if you have pets, it's time to turn inward and kind of maybe take care of your space and take care of your animals, take care of yourself, while also looking good doing it. Like, make sure you're dressing up for yourself and all the things. So we have the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of sexual energy. You may be very highly, I know I said it already, but highly attractive at this time. That doesn't just mean to romantic partners. It can be to opportunity. It can also be to spiritual ideas, or receiving, inspiration that empowers you in some way. So make sure that you are taking action when you're getting clarity, when you're getting guidance, when you're getting ideas, or at least jotting it down, bare minimum, right? Because this is the Ace. So it's not really about taking so much action. It's just about acknowledging things. Make sure you're seeing through, anything superficial, anything that might be instantly gratifying, but will not support you in the long run. Anything lustful that might not feed your soul in the long run. really see things for what they are. So there is some sort of expansion happening, and maybe it's causing you to be a little bit indecisive. You may be seeing yourself in a more full way. You might be seeing yourself in a different way, but hopefully you're seeing yourself in a more multi-dimensional way. Quite literally, this girl is looking at herself in a mirror, and there's 4 different versions of herself. Sorry for the nudity, you guys. But she's looking at herself, she's admiring herself, so maybe someone needs to do mirror work, but I think it's also on an internal level, finding something elevating about yourself, something that you didn't see before that makes you feel a little bit more whole. And yes, sometimes when we do see ourselves more clearly, that can create more indecision, especially for entertaining something in the moment that doesn't serve us, or we're residing in spaces that don't serve us. So make sure you're saying no to the things that don't serve you at this time. So let's do a quick recap. What secrets are being revealed at this time? There's some sort of change in your work life, and it's requiring that you be in control of your desires. Get to the root of what it is that you desire, and make sure you're taking confident actions, strong enough, believing that you are confident enough for whatever outcome it is that you feel that you deserve. So what secret is being revealed? There's some sort of justice, something playing out in your favor. What karmic shifts and karmic rewards are here? I want to say rest. Something playing out better than you had anticipated. Something being a lot better than you had anticipated. Sorry guys, my streaming quality is not so great right now, and I hope that it improves. Whatever's on the other side is actually going to be more positive than you are anticipating in this moment. What endings and beginnings are happening? You will be saying no to something because of how you are expanding at this time. So because there's something that you cannot see in this moment, on the other side of the unknown, you will actually be, it seems like, embracing some new ideas, some new concepts, some self-concepts, and new options even. So you're going to be saying no thank you to something, and right now you might be indecisive about this expansion, but I think that you'll be really happy with it in the end. Let's get some clarifiers. Okay. Oh my. Okay, we had a lot of these fall out. Okay. So the first card is health. So if you've been dealing with some sort of health issues, it could be mental health, but it also could be like physical health. Some of you are, getting into a wellness routine or taking more vitamins, something like this, and Spirit is just confirming that they see you. And if you're not doing that, maybe taking those steps could be helpful. But overall, your health is improving at this time. So the second card is the Justice card. So we had Justice twice here. So this is the big secret that Spirit wants to reveal to you. Something is going in your favor, especially if there's legal contracts. There's some sort of contract involved. I'm hearing evolved. So something is evolving in your favor, or maybe you are the more evolved or involved party. Therefore, it is going to turn out in your favor. I can't help but notice the knife up above too. So, something will be falling away. Something will be coming into balance. And maybe there is some sort of communication that is needed. So positive changes. That's the big secret. The next card says, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So again, just be positive about what comes next instead of, anticipating the worst. I heard stay out of the drama. And again, look for that internal opportunity to find the lesson, to find the positives, or to find love, as this card does say. We have your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So, it doesn't hurt to visualize or, write out a schedule. It doesn't hurt to make a to-do list. And I think, again, I'm hearing drama. So if you're getting caught up in the side plot, the side narratives, the side characters, refocus. Spirit is asking you to refocus, and they're saying plant your seeds, focus on you right now. Get practical. So here's the energy that you are in at this time. There's quite a few. There's quite a few cards here, so we're going to break it down. There's 3 of them. The first is the bridge. So you may be receiving some sort of support at this time or reaching out to someone else. Normally when I see this card, if this is you, I see this as someone reaching out to you. So expect some sort of message or help or guidance. The next card is the desert. So think about the movie Dune, the first one in particular. Especially when we're finding out more about the lives of the people who live in the desert and how harsh the conditions can be, but how well they've survived, how spiritual they are, how indigenous they are to the earth, and how they learn to work with the earth. So the desert is a difficult energy to be in, but it's very much about your enlightenment and ascension process, learning more about how to survive in tough climates, and learning that sometimes you are meant to be in a tough climate to, be one with the positive aspects of that environment and to learn. We have the threshold. So again, this is this big change, this big justice moment. You are on the threshold of a very positive outcome. And especially with the desert card, it can feel very isolating, right? But you do have this bridge, so you are not alone. You will be supported through this threshold. So I'm hearing shoot your shot. I'm hearing take your time. However that feels and resonates with you. Any last messages, Spirit? So The last message is that your future needs you, your past doesn't. And if there are new people coming in to help you and to move you through this desert, through the threshold, it is important that you don't cling on to anything from the past. Same goes with opening and walking into a new chapter. Do not bring anything with you that is too heavy to carry. And focus on getting practical. If there's, a new opportunity or a new chapter beginning, what will you need? What are the details that need your time and attention? So, I'd like to end and conclude my readings with a yes or no question. So sometimes we just need like a quick yes, no answer. And obviously if it doesn't resonate with you, anything can change at any time. But I think it's kind of fun just to get a quick answer. So think of anything and hold it in your mind. Just a yes, no. It can be any question. If you need more time to think of a question, just pause the video. And pile number 1, your answer is no. I hope that that's a good no. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Like this video if this resonated, and thank you for being here. This was your total lunar eclipse reading, and I'm going to move on to pile number 2. It's almost time to pull out the Halloween deck, which I'm excited for, and the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Hello, pile number 2. I just want to say congratulations. You chose the Modern Witch Tarot just to make sure you're in the right pile. But I want to say congratulations. You've closed out a really, really, really heavy, difficult cycle or chapter or time period in your life. Maybe you were under heavy disillusionment. Maybe you were entertaining things that didn't serve you, or maybe you had addictions. It feels like you have really surrendered a version of yourself that wasn't serving you, or even, dealt with some sort of like depressive episode, something like this. And you've really moved through something that has made you a different person, you know, and it's changed you in hopefully the best way. If you were contemplating, does it improve from here? Will there be more support, whether it be like financial, energetic, or spiritual? There is help on its way to you. You may be drawn to another pile. So some people may be seeking out like therapists. Some maybe have, had some sort of ego death, or, if you believe in the dark night of the soul. So these sorts of transits or transformations really evolve us spiritually. They can be heavy and dense at times, but in the end, it is a positive thing. You don't have to be Christian to take from the story of Jesus Christ, the death and rebirth cycle, how he was crucified, and the death process is a very ugly process, and then to rise again as the phoenix, or to be, renewed. So that is something we can take from that story, whether you are Christian or not, because we can go through that exact process on a spiritual level. So if you survived this, I just want to say congratulations, because there is help on the way and it is going to improve. And I think there is something to learn about divine timing through this process. My cat just closed my door. So yeah, maybe you guys are really closing the chapter. He literally just closed the door. So you're closing the door on something, pile number 2. And I just want to give you a round of applause. Let's get into it. We have this 4 of Swords. So though I'm, congratulating you, you're dealing with some anxiety still. You're human still, right? And Spirit is just reminding you that you are stronger than you know. And there is something that you need to apply yourself to, or maybe recently you tried something new. You've been applying yourself in a new way, and it's creating a little bit of anxiety. So make sure you're resting and, prioritizing getting horizontal, as one of my ballet teachers would say. Prioritize resting. And hopefully you can rest your mind just a little bit, especially if this message is resonating. I can't show you this strength card because it is highly sexual, but we have the strength card here in the erotic tarot. These are my clarifiers. And strength is also about confidence. So when we're giving into our anxieties, sometimes it shortens our perception of reality, and we make poor decisions from that place. So if you're making confident decisions from a place of strength, inner strength, you will always make the right decisions. And so Spirit is saying, this is a time to apply yourself, balance, work with play, show up fully. Someone may be sending off a resume, something like this. Maybe you've already done this and they're just saying, be confident in it. It's okay to be human, to have a little bit of anxiety. Make sure you're trying your best to do your whatever wellness routine you have to calm the thoughts, take care of your mind. So we have the Chariot. There's a lot of action in this pile, moving quickly, closing this chapter to just charge ahead. There's something you learned in this scenario that was worth everything, that made everything worth everything. And yes, there will be more support on the way. And maybe you closed a chapter that had to do with some sort of trauma, but this brought you some sort of level up. So you can see these little Sphinx kittens at the feet of this person. And so it just reminds me of pharaoh status, royalty. So take it with stride. Keep your chin up. Spirit is saying, you're worthy. You're not alone. Focus on your purpose. Focus on the purpose within the situation. Just know that you are handsome, beautiful, and significant. If you need to, make a gratitude list or journal just a little bit. really prioritize seeing yourself, through the lens of confidence and as someone who has been through thick and thin and made it out alive. For someone, flowers are significant. White flowers, maybe fill your space with some white flowers. You could take a bath with like white rose petals, something like this. Flowers are important to you. Sorry, I gotta take a little breath. There may be some, let me clarify. Make sure you're studying the ways that you feel, trusting that you are on the right path. Again, the mind is so important. Maybe there are like fresh, new feelings involved, or maybe even feelings that remind you of your younger self. And if whatever I really want you to focus on the lesson that you learned. So we have this Knave of Water. So this is a young woman kind of being grabbed by this man, pulled out of water. Again, I'm sorry for the nudity. And knaves are usually young people that are dealing with lots of different feelings and emotions, but for the first time. And so sometimes we literally see young people as naive because of how they deal with their emotions, but really we don't contemplate that this is their first time processing certain things. So again, it can go back to your inner child and to have a little bit of compassion for yourself and for others involved. Then we have this King of Air. So this is keeping your mind focused, keep your mind in the right place. Try to be objective with certain feelings so that you don't deal with them in a way that is naive or senseless, because it's unnecessary. And maybe this was a part of this maturation process in this chapter that you're closing. So then we have this Three of Wands, and right now you are mastering integrity. So there's a lot of integrity in this Chariot card that is earned. And integrity requires patience. It requires confidence. It requires also being in alignment with divine timing. Trust. Moving on, we have this Judgment card. So just know Spirit knows everything. Spirit sees everything. And this isn't to scare you. This is to remind you that, you have angels in your corner, but they will check you when needed, and it will call you out of old patterns. It will call you out of an old cycle. It will call you out of an old life that does not serve you. So that's the Judgment card. It's not judgment as in you're a sinner and you're a bad person, or, Allah has turned his back to you, or things like this. It's judgment, meaning, hey, it's time to move forward. It's time to mature. It's time to elevate. It's time to ascend. So there's not ridicule with this sort of judgment. Will it feel harsh? Yeah, it's going to feel harsh. It's going to feel ugly. Healing is ugly sometimes. Trauma can be ugly. So remember that your process is seen by Spirit, and do not let people disrespect your process. Don't let the world disrespect your process. Especially if you are trying to have integrity and you are trying to manifest things into your life. And if you want to welcome this new chapter with open arms, it's important that you don't disrespect your process, even if, all the chips have yet to fall, even if you can't fully, not everything is just yet tangible, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have, as a clarifier to the Judgment card, this King of Wands. So we had the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So you could be an Aquarius or a Leo, or you may have these significant placements in your chart. It does not have to be. You just might have these qualities. So with this King of Fire, you might be moving from someone who might be too far into their head to someone who's a little bit more confident in themselves, someone who's not afraid of the spotlight and isn't afraid to take action. Okay, so let's break it down. What is the secret that's being revealed to you with this total lunar eclipse? Well, the secret is get out of your head. The secret is that your anxieties are keeping you stuck and ungrounded, and that you are stronger than your anxieties, and it's time to apply yourself. So that is the secret, and you will be supported in that. And I think the secret is you have a choice. You can move forward or you can stay where you are. That other life, that other chapter, it's crumbling. It doesn't exist anymore. And but if you choose to cling on to it, you will stay stuck in anxiety. So choose your confidence. Choose your strength. That's the secret. What karmic shifts and rewards are here for you? Being logical, being practical, while integrating everything that you've learned thus far. So the reward is charging ahead with confidence. Being able to do that because of what you've endured up until this point, and knowing that you're worthy. So if you choose to move out of a space of anxiety, this is your next step. The reward is showing up fully and taking action. What are the endings and beginnings? Whatever that whatever we talked about in the beginning, whatever spirit called you out of, that was the ending. And the beginning is being someone who is fully embodied in their confidence and not afraid to be, I want to say, not afraid to be like a socialite. It could be having to do with like the public eye. Not afraid to be, again, like the center of attention. Let's clarify this message with some oracle. And maybe you're programmed to think that, whatever you're applying yourself to is dangerous. Maybe you are afraid that you're in danger in some capacity, and Spirit is just saying that that is a trauma response. It might have to do with like a father wound or a father figure. And for some people, I will say to them it's a father wound, father figure, and they'll be like telling me a little bit more about their backstory. And sometimes it's their religion, which can, especially in card form, show up as a father. So we're moving out of a space of fear. Last one. Again, gratitude lists, I am statements. Really jot things down in your journal and don't be preparing for the worst. Prepare for support. Okay, so we have grace. This says, grace, blessings come to me to set me free. Again, I just said support. There's 3 women in this card. So I want to say, like, there are people around you that are willing to, be there for you. And maybe you are also attracting this sort of support. So whatever this shift is that has happened for you, maybe it's more graceful than you're willing to give yourself credit for. And there are more karmic rewards for that. So keep charging ahead gracefully. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. So the more support that you give is the more support that you're going to get. And really be in that abundance mindset. Be generous with others. Obviously, be discernful. Be discernful, because not everyone's going to, deserve all these acts of kindness. But, small things matter too. A simple compliment, talking to your barista about their day. Really try to be a source of positive energy for others. We have, don't let pride get in your way. And another thing about pride is that it really can stop people's maturation process. So I don't know how old you are proud to, but really check in. It might be time to mature. And now, as I'm saying that, I'm hearing aging gracefully. So, sometimes confidence in being a fully embodied person can help us to age gracefully. Don't let pride get in your way. When we get stuck into a rut or bitterness, it can really, stop us from seeing our what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say ever growing potential, but that sounds like a chase, right? And we're not chasing our potential. We want to arrive in our potential or feel like we have already made it, But it's okay to keep growing as a person. So don't let, pride get in your way. I don't know if I said that with the right words, but you get me. So here's the archetype we're showing up in. We just survived a really difficult time. Maybe we're still coming out of it. Maybe we still feel like we're in it. It's causing so much anxiety. But at the end of this thread is a rainbow. There will be blessings. There will be a positive outcome. And right now, it is about you being optimistic. And this thread can be anything. It can be, journaling. It can be showing up for yourself at the gym. It could be taking a new class that you've been wanting to take. Anything that's going to put you on the track to feeling a little shifted, a little more optimistic. And keep following that thread. Keep staying focused on the things that are in front of you rather than the things that are outside of your control. So this is the energy you're in. It's a little heavy, but still not hopeless. Any last messages, Spirit? They're just saying absolutely not hopeless, and they're saying this cycle has ended or is coming to an end. So, once you hit rock bottom, there's no other place but up. And I think it's going to refine your confidence in a way that is going to be unshakable. So it's totally worth it. Think of any yes or no question, anything that's lingering. You can pause this video if you need a little bit more time to think of something. Just a quick yes or no. And your answer, pile number 2, is no. And again, they're reminding you to be confident. You might be a Leo. This pile might be Leos. So especially if you're a Leo, don't get caught up in your head. Don't get caught up in your mind too much. I think it's time to shine. Okay, so that is your reading, pile number 2. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if it resonated. And leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know how I did. Was there anything that felt a little spooky? Like, how did she know that? Because that would make my day. All right, we're moving on to pile number 3. So wait, Theo, shut the door. Where is he? Do you know where he went?
What?
I said, Theo, shut that door. I was saying, where is he?
Oh, he's somewhere. I think he's on the balcony. Yeah.
Look at my baby. Oh, you guys can't see her. Let's see if we can. Look at my baby. I love her.
Mama. She's one of the girls.
She's literally one of the girls. I love her so much. Basti appreciation moment. She's like, I'm camera shy. Don't record me, Mom. Okay. She's so cute. Okay, we're back. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to the channel. You chose the Vision Quest deck. Okay, so pile number 3, you knew something was going in your favor. You knew you were going to win. You knew the outcome was your success, your victory, or you were being celebrated at this time in some capacity, and you knew it. You saw it. You were intuitive. There's something that played out very nicely, very smoothly for you through this eclipse season, or maybe over the summer. And maybe you saw through some sort of greedy behavior. You understand that things cannot truly be possessed unless you are possessed, right? So you understand that greed does not lead to joy, and it just leads to this insatiable hunger. And I think that you have a good reverence for your own intuition and maybe even the earth. Maybe you guys are very connected to the earth. And I just want to congratulate you also. I congratulated another pile too. Feels like everyone's kind of concluding some important soul cycles. So it just feels like you guys have really proved yourself when it comes to exuding inner strength through, adversity, or, through your own ambitious, pursuits, things like this. Let's get into it. So we have the Moon card. This is your intuition. This is your heightened awareness. You may be having some very revealing dreams. Make sure you're paying attention to the characters and the storylines. It might not make a whole lot of sense at first, so write it down, especially if it's very particular within the certain elements that are present. So really pay attention, especially with this full moon energy. This is actually paired with the sun. So we have the moon and the sun. You are in a very balanced state. So you know how to listen to your intuition, and then you know how to take action. And this is really gone in your favor in a lot of ways. So make sure you're spending time under the sun and spending time under the moon. But I want to say you're in really good harmony right now. And it's bringing you a lot of favorable outcomes. You really show up for yourself fully. That's what I want to say for you, pile number 3. I think that you also perceive people very clearly. You see people for what they are and not what you want them to be, or not how they want to be perceived. You see them exactly for who they are. And when people reveal to you that they have poor intent, you clock the T and you trust your intuition, even if on the surface something else is being revealed. So again, I just want to give you guys your props. And I think the next step would be, don't play it safe. Know that you're in harmony And especially if things have been really moving in your favor thus far, I think it's safe to say that you can keep charging ahead in, in confidence. So we have the Eight of Fire in sight. There's more clarity on its way to you, more guidance on its way to you. Also, it could be communication. You might be receiving some sort of information physically in the 3D from, a friend, family member, partner, something like this. So you might get a call soon. Whatever this communication is, it's going to help you move on from some sort of stagnancy. So we have the Eight of Cups to clarify. And whatever this stagnant situation is, it's time to break an old habit. So especially if you feel like you've overstayed your welcome, if there are people with poor intent around you, clock the T and pivot. Because there's nothing left here for you but more stagnation. So break an old habit. Don't linger too long, and make sure you're pivoting and moving forward when the time is right. So again, someone may be reaching out to you. You may need to reach out to someone else. But it's time to break some more old habit. It could be your own, stagnation as well. Like maybe I need to move around a bit. I need to change it up, right? I need to reach out. I need to make that call, something like this, guys. And do it with confidence, especially if you feel, again, like you're feeling lucky. You're feeling like things are moving smoothly or well for you at this time. Don't doubt that. We have this Four of Air, contemplation. So there is a lot of expansion happening for you after this eclipse season. Things will be changing and shifting, and there may be a little bit of anxieties that present themselves. Even if it's positive shifts, you might question why or how or things like this. And Spirit is just reminding you, like, if you're starting to go, remember this message. And if you're starting to overthink, prioritize contemplation and rest. So again, if you can see in these cards, we have the moon and the sun again. So make sure you're getting out during the day, but also getting outside during the night. Like if you have an outdoor space that you can sit in, stay balanced and use that time to really relax and reflect. And maybe during the day too, make sure you're taking the necessary steps that need to be taken and resting well that night. Could be as simple as that. But again, very lucky at this time. There's a lot of change. It may make you question yourself, and just remember that sometimes change restores us, and sometimes uncertainty can disguise itself as overwhelm. So don't let, your ego go to a place of worst case scenario thinking. I want to say things are very positive for you at this time. So what secrets are being revealed? I want to say there's a lot of intuition. So like you think about somebody, they call you. You dream about them, you see them the next day. You get the confirmation you needed about so-and-so. Okay? It's all surfacing. It's happening in the intuitive aspects, the spiritual aspects, and then it's showing up in the 3D. So Spirit is just doing a lot of revealing, period, for you right now. And I think it's showing you people's true selves and true intent. So you guys seem a little bit more evolved, like you clock T, you understand that. So that's what's being revealed for you. This is just to confirm that is happening. What karmic shifts and karmic rewards? You're going to get more clarity. You're going to feel like really clear. Clear to take the right action, clear to pivot away from stagnation, and to really break out of some sort of old pattern or habit. And that is going to be very rewarding for you at this time. So what endings and beginnings? I think you're ending overthinking. If you really trust this message, you're coming out of an energy of overthinking and leaning into contemplation. especially about what's expanding in your life, embracing change. So the new beginning is embracing change. And I want to say resting more, trusting that you're lucky. So there's something that's manifested or manifesting for you at this time. And it's like you've dreamt of having this, but now that it's happening, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't give in to the drama or the trauma. Let's get some clarifiers. Some of you are very smart, very intelligent, and very spiritual. Like you have high spiritual intelligence, not to be played with. Make sure you're sharing these things, even if it's intimidating to others. I think that you clock a lot of people's tea. Like you are someone who reveals truths, right? Pile number 3. You are the truth revealer. I'm hearing that you're a very good negotiator. If you guys have partners, especially if you're having vivid dreams and you share a space with someone, maybe they need to hold you at night. So make sure you're cuddling up this season. Some of you may have shared dreams also. That could be like dreams or like vision, like goals. It could go either way. Okay. Yeah, I love when spirit reminds me that I'm intuitive because these clarifiers are just very confirming for me. So we have dream sweet, sleep deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days be reborn, or days reborn. So in your dream state, you're getting a lot of downloads. So that's why it's like if you take more naps than usual at this time, it's for a reason. Don't neglect yourself or your sleep. Also, you might be doing some cellular healing at this time or trauma healing at this time. I notice like if I'm doing trauma healing work in my sleep state, I might wake up crying more often than not. So you might be having just weird experiences like that. Sometimes good cries, sometimes bad cries. Okay, so we have take a chance on love. We start to love our lives. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So these two people are moving through a portal on this boat here. And just look how glorious this artwork looks. So especially if you're doing trauma healing work at this time, really have, positive expectations for what's on the other side of uncertainty. And there are positive changes and shifts if that was something that you were having anxiety about. Breaking free of some sort of limitation or stagnation at this time. So you are very close to achieving your goal. Whatever healing work and resting that you're doing at this time is contributing to you getting to your goal. So don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. And lastly, the archetype and energy you are showing up in is the healer. I just feel like from the jump of this reading, this confirms everything. You're very psychic, very intuitive, very in touch with the earth, very grounded. You might be into holistic healing and natural practices. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful thing. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself as you expand at this time. And there's something that you're not trusting, like some sort of shift that you're not trusting. It's like something you've wanted and you're just not trusting it. So make sure you see yourself clearly. Okay, so especially if there's greedy individuals around you that are projecting onto you, block it out. Protect your vibes. Take a nap, right? Think of a yes or no question. Pause this video if you need more time. Also, your sleep state might be helping to improve your beauty at this time. So maybe that'll motivate you to take a little cat nap. Sorry, back to the yes or no question. Pause the video if you need more time. Pile number 3, your answer is yes. So I hope that was a good yes. Make some time for rest. There is some sort of new opportunity. So it could be romantic. It could be, it could be a move. It could be an opportunity that is career related, work related. Either way, focus on the positives and embrace it, especially if you enjoy it, right? We're going to move on to pile number 4. Thank you, pile number 3, for being here. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. I love having High Vibe Tribe here. It means a lot to me. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to let me know that you are here. Oh. Imagine if I left it like this. Yeah. We're back. We're so back. Look at my titi. Look at my titi. So cute. Okay, sorry. Let me lock in. Locking back in.
Order you some cookies if you need to.
Sean said order you some cookies if you need to. Honestly, we're having a little girls' night. A little full moon girls' night, period. I worked on my little vision board yesterday, and she's working on her visual journal, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. As we do. As we do. Okay. Sorry, pile number 4. Maybe you guys needed to hear that little message. So you chose the lunar ethereal I can't remember what this deck's called. Lunar ethereal visions. Sorry, it's getting a little late. I'm getting a little tired. It's a lot of piles. It's a lot of channeling, and these do drain me a little bit, but they do give me energy as well. Okay, pile number 4. You might be coming out of or recently involved in a very stressful situation, maybe with multiple parties, a very competitive, stressful situation. If it's not competitive, then there's just like a lot of differing opinions, sides, challenges. So just a very stressful period. in the recent past. And I think that what this stressful situation was meant to teach you is that you should never fully give yourself over to a false sense of belonging, and you should never belong to something outside of yourself. You should really try to be self-validated. I know it sounds silly, but be your longing. And that way you don't feel left out or feel like you have to compete or compare for things, right? So needing to belong can sometimes be a trap. And maybe you're meant to be a standout person or head of the crowd in some way. Some of you may be artists, so you might need to be a lone wolf in some capacity or be something a little bit extra or different. So really stay out the drama, stay out the mix. It's not as important as, you focusing on you is at this time. So let's get into the first card. We have the artist. I didn't realize this card was sitting here, and I just said that you might be an artist. So we have the artist. Like I said, there's some sort of more important vision that Spirit needs you to lock in and focus in on, okay? What needs your attention at this time? And to clarify, we have, I think that this is the Judgment card, and it shows up as the punishment. And yes, so in this deck, this is not the best depiction of what the Judgment card actually is. But it is a wake-up call of some sorts. And I think that your art is also trying to reflect to you some positive news about, maybe some sort of romantic situation happening around you. Maybe you have a crush or you have someone on your mind, and maybe you were feeling shut out from that situation. And there's something being revealed to you where you're getting some sort of clarity. And this is going to increase your ability to create. So let's say you're not an artist and that doesn't resonate with you. We're all creator beings. So we're all creating this future, and we're walking in a life that we are making ourselves. And Spirit is there to kind of guide us. So this Judgment card is reminding you that there is something you're meant to see at this moment about this crush or some certain feelings that could increase your ability to create. And be honest with yourself. And I want to say also be honest with others. So we have this victory, especially if you are an artist. This is public recognition. This is receiving some sort of accolades or awards and being seen as someone who does good for the community or does good work, good things. So there is some sort of change in regards to some sort of victory, and this could also increase your finances in some way. The victory that's coming in is going to bring a lot more peace, and it's going to put you in a position to make judgments. It's going to put you in a position of power to make judgments on others. So be careful with that, right? But there is some sort of essence of like you've earned it. So there's some sort of humility in this card. So yes, there is some sort of power, I want to say, that is happening, and there's change, and this could be affecting your finances, and I want to say in a positive way. Lastly, we have the Seven of Swords. There's a little bit of, fear around people's intentions, and maybe even feeling yourself a little bit on edge about, what could happen. And it is time to really move from your heart space rather than a place of, self-deception. especially if you're dealing with people who can be sneaky or competitive. It's really time to rise above any like lower vibrations. I hate using that because it sounds so general, but it sounds so like what does it sound like? Buzzword. But it's applies here. You need to trust that you're lucky in this situation. You need to believe that things go in your favor, even if someone thinks that they're getting over on you. And I think that another thing too is that you're walking into a lot of financial prosperity. You might be just in the brink of the change, right? But you're walking into some sort of like security, like wealth, right? Or a period of feeling really good and maybe secure. So lean in, maybe take yourself out on a date. And I want to say, believe in positive karma, believe in a positive situation. And you may be already experiencing it, and it may be causing you a little bit of trepidation. So study that within yourself. Someone really does take themselves out on like single dates, and that is adorable. I love that for you. This woman is literally by herself ordering a meal. So don't be scared to do that. Some of you are just like scared to like be out on the town by yourself. Don't be scared. Okay, so what is this moon revealing to you? I want to say that you are an artist. You might be sensitive, and because of the sensitivity, you might be a little shy. And Spirit is like, you might have like a crush, or you might have suitors, and you're doubting whether you have those crushes or suitors, and you do. They're there. It's real. So don't doubt yourself. And Spirit's going to keep making that really obvious to you. And again, you can pour that into your creativity, pour it into your art, or pour it into whatever you do, right? So what karmic rewards? I want to say public recognition, some sort of accolades or celebration. Becoming someone who has some sort of status or power. That is the reward here. It's a change. It's a shift in position. What is ending? Sneaky behavior. This could be self-deception, like fear of sneaky behavior and competition. It could also be scarcity within your finances, like fearing having resources, being secure, fearing the unknown. So that's ending. What's beginning is a time of luck and prosperity. This was a really cool reading. Let's get some clarifiers. So stay out of the drama, pile number 4. Mind your business. Tell other people to mind their business. And I want to say, like I was saying before, like you're going to have some sort of authority, an ability to call a spade if you don't already. So keep doing that, because you might free other people and make them elevate, you know? Keep it 100, keep it 1,000. Especially if there are not so great people involved in whatever it is that you're working on or doing at this time. Especially if Spirit is telling you like, this person's a good person, this person likes you, this person is interested, this person da-da-da. Don't ignore that. Be ready to, especially if you're in a position of power, like, okay, we need to do this and we need to lead. Be ready to lead. Pile number 4. There is some really crazy changes happening for pile number 4. Please comment down below if this is resonating, because I would love to know. Okay, so organization, planning Purpose, planning, efficiency now come easily to me. Again, you're in a position of power. You need to be organized because you're going to be, like he is, directing other people. And it will be easy. It's going to be fun. You must be a natural leader. So flow and have a good time. We have good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. So don't give in to stress or fear or lack, specifically lack. Really focus on enjoying yourself. The 25th of this month might be a significant date for somebody. So even if you're working with others, make it a good time. Be a good time. Have a good time. We have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. So I think you're afraid to relax into it, and Spirit is like, please relax. Please enjoy yourself. Have some tea. Take a beat. All right. As you get organized and take action. Then we have you are good enough. And we actually are in Virgo season when I'm channeling this. So it may be like a self-worth thing. You are good enough. Enjoy yourself. And if Spirit is putting you in a position of power or in a position of having security, finances, resources to allocate, to lead, I think you should trust it. Somebody is also welcoming in a connection. And you're trying to be detached and you're trying to think positively about it because maybe you've dealt with a false sense of belonging in the past, right? Or a competitive partnership, something like this. So the archetype and energy that you're in is the vow. For me, this is like premarital energy, right? This is pre-engagement ring energy. This is like we're locking in, we're taking each other quite seriously, and we're definitely considering those future next steps, but right now we're just here. We're committing. We're learning to commit. We're learning to take each other seriously, to trust in the process. This is like the early stages of a very serious connection. It also can just be if you are not in a connection and you are just an artist or you are creating something in your life, it can be committing to some sort of plan, getting organized and really committing to some sort of schedule and routine. Effort. This is the card of effort. So that is the energy that you're in. And Spirit is like, don't romanticize your pain. Don't romanticize pain. Romanticize being good enough. Romanticize feeling good enough. Romanticize being hopeful, right? So yeah, I want to say you're dropping some shields at this time that you've been having up to protect yourself and protect your heart, which is, it happens. It happens. Think of a question, any question, especially if you need like a yes or no answer. And pause the video if you need a little bit more time to think of something. Pile number 4, your answer is yes. So I hope that was a good yes. I want to say this is going to be very smooth. So whatever it is you're calling in, whatever you're working on, whatever change is happening for you, it's happening quite gracefully. So your part is knowing that you're worthy. That's your part in this. That's what you need to do, is know that you are willing and open and ready to receive and then take action. Or see yourself clearly. See your work clearly. All right, pile number 4. We made it. Look at Titi. He's so sleepy. I'm a sleepy baby. So I'm going to hang out with my little family. I hope that this reading resonated. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if it did. And I'll be back soon. Have a great lunar eclipse season. And yeah, we'll be back with more content very soon too. Have a great day, night, evening, y'all. Peace out.